Hello everybody, thank you for joining us for another story time today. Today's story is going to be all about transitioning of the seasons. During this time of year, I find it really hard not to kind of notice constantly what's changing around me, what new things I'm welcoming in with winter. It starts to slow down, get a little quieter. I am always, even in the summertime, very excited for snow, and I'm very excited during this time of year as well. So our story today will walk us through kind of some of those seasonal changes and what's going on during this time of year. So, it is called When It Starts to Snow, and it was written by Phillis Gershator and illustrated by Barton Madge. Change this a little here so we can see the book. When It Starts to Snow. What if it starts to snow? What do you do? Where do you go? So humans do things too when it starts to snow. What do we do? Maybe we might get out our winter jackets and our warmer clothes. Maybe stay in our warm houses a little more. I creep into the house, says the mouse. Cold winds blow when it starts to snow. I sit by the window, says the cat. Big eyes glow when it starts to snow. I keep watch, says the shiny black crow. Caw, 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 when it starts to snow. I look for seeds, says the sparrow. Peck, 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 when it starts to snow. Can you find a crow or a sparrow outside during this time of year? What if it starts to snow? What do you do? Where do you go? I fly south, says the geese, all in a row. Honk, 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 when it starts to snow. I build a lodge, says the beaver. The work is slow. Chop, 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 when it starts to snow. The water is chilly, says the fish. It's best to lie low. Swish, sh, sh, when it starts to snow. So the water at the bottom of our ponds and lakes is always the warmest during the winter. So our fish lie low in that warmer water. I go in the barn, says the pig, if it's too cold to hoe. Oink, 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 when it starts to snow. I wait for the farmer, says the cow. He's coming, I know. Moo, 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 when it starts to snow. What if it starts to snow? What do you do? Where do you go? I hide my eggs, says the hen, so the chicks can grow. Cluck, 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 when it starts to snow. I fly high up, says the rooster. Listen to me crow. Cock-a-doodle-doo, when it starts to snow. I stay here, says the worm. It's warm down below. Wiggle, dig, dig, when it starts to snow. What if it starts to snow? What do you do? Where do you go? I wear a new coat, says the stoat, a king from head to toe. White winter fur when it starts to snow. We also might call these ermines or short-tailed weasels. I follow the turtle, says the frog. Down into the mud I go. Peep, 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 when it starts to snow. I look for a place, says the deer, where the moss and grasses grow. Leap, leap, run, when it starts to snow. I dive down the hill, says the otter. I go with the flow. Slip, slip, slide, when it starts to snow. Look, says the black bear, the snow is deep. Hurry, scurry, time to sleep. See, main character here, I don't see any animals. Where'd they all go? Bat in a cave, snake in a rock pile, raccoon in a log, squirrel in a hollow, mole in a tunnel, rabbit in a hole, wolf in a den, chipmunk in a burrow. All the animals are where they need to be for when it starts to snow. Snow on the roof, snow on the ground, brand new snow coming down, coming down. I can't sleep when the snow wants to play. Do any of you feel like that? I love the mornings I wake up and there's fresh snow on the ground. 3 cheers for snow! Hip hip hooray! So that's our story today. It's a fun time of year to get outside, see what the animals are doing. Can you even find any animals? Or are they already all doing what they need to do for when the snow starts to fall? What do you need to do? Are you ready? Are you ready for a long winter? Even in the winter time, it's a great time to get outside, right? We just need a little more layers. We have to make sure that we're going to be warm enough to be outside and keep an eye on the weather. Maybe that means you go out for shorter amounts of times than you did during the summer, but still it's so important to spend that time outside. So head on out and see what animals you can find getting ready for winter. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.